So the Boom Supersonic XB-1 is finally in Microsoft Flight Sim, as you can see right here. I believe it's free for everyone who already owns the game. Now, the cool thing about this plane is I got to actually sit in the real one, and I got to actually fly Boom Supersonic's real simulator, the one that the test pilot flies on. So I may have a little bit better perception than average of how this thing should fly in theory, although I don't have a lot of hours on it or anything. But let's go down here to the Mojave Desert. We'll load in and let's just get into this, see how it is. So here it is. We've loaded in Mojave, as I'm sure you can see here. And here's our XB-1, Geppetto on the side. I'll throw up some images because I have videos of this thing taking off from this exact runway, which is obviously, you know, pretty cool. It's rare that we get to see a one-off plane fly in real life and then get to fly a real, you know, version of that in the sim, not like some mod that someone who is clueless made. This is like a one-to-one recreation. I mean, everything is looking good except that. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not the best textures we've ever seen. Let's be fair here. Not the best we've ever seen. I mean, that's cool, looking into the cockpit through this little port window. Not the best textures we've ever seen, but definitely not bad. Oh, they even have the cameras. I love it. Okay, so they have cameras on this front landing gear because if you check out kind of the proportions here and where the pilot's head would be, if you have any amount of AOA, you wouldn't be able to see anything, right, coming in for landing. So they have multiple cameras, and they're redundant because if you get hit by a bird or something, you don't want to not have a camera. I would like to see in the landing gear compartment because I spent a lot of time looking in there as well. But, I mean, everything looks good. Let's be fair. It's a good-looking plane, and it looks accurate to what it is in real life. So let's get in this thing and see what the cockpit is up to. I mean, I'm loving this. I'll put up some side-by-side images. This is the nice thing about this. I have side-by-side images to show you guys, especially on the XB-1 where, like, it's not like there's a billion pictures of people sitting in the XB-1, so it may be harder to find stuff like that. But here we are, and it is looking quite fantastic. Fun fact, this seat doesn't move at all in the real one, obviously, because it's made specifically for Geppetto. No one else flies it. So he has the seat in the exact position for rudder pedals. And I'm shorter than average, so I could touch the rudder pedals, but I would prefer them to be a little bit closer in the real one. Another interesting thing that I will try here is the dampers. So if you remember from when I flew the simulator, he turned all the dampers off at some point, and it made it a million times harder to fly. So I'm very curious if that's the case in the sim as well. But you know what? Let's get off the ground here. I'm going to try to do roughly the same flight I did in real life to give me maybe some perspective of how it feels and all that stuff. Let's check our control surfaces here. Yep. Looking good. Okay, so no flaps. The default trim was 55%, which might be right. Let's get in here and see what happens. Everyone ready? Parking brake off. Ooh, wait. Those little vibrations were a little weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that in sim. Y'all ready? Let's do it again. I won't lie, that seems a little bit overblown. I don't really know what those vibrations were for. Here we go. Let's check out afterburners. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Wait. Pause. These actually look pretty freaking cool. Look at these. Well, I mean, they look a little bit mad when you kind of pause it like this, but they're definitely unique. They were actually designed for this plane, which is not common. I mean, that's a cool screenshot right there. Okay, let's continue. We're probably going too fast here. Yeah, we kind of took off really quick. Whoa, that AOA was crazy. Okay, gear. There it goes. It's such a weird, like, landing gear configuration. At least the main gear is kind of strange. Okay, and here we are. We're going 340 knots. I remember thinking, like, wow, this thing just maintains speed even in a climb like crazy, and that's what it's doing here as well. It feels a little bit maybe more sensitive than it did in the real one. It wants to roll left hard on me. I'm not sure exactly why. Let's get out of afterburner here. We'll loop around. Now, in the simulator, as I had to, the real one, We dove down from roughly 30,000 feet and saw how fast we could get. So maybe we can do that here as well and see what happens. But at the moment, we are 360 knots here. Mach 0.68. I mean, this thing is not a slouch. Initial impressions, though, it's feeling great. And it looks... I don't know if it's where we are on Earth or whatever, but everything is looking so scenic and nice. But we're at 15,000 feet. Let's go back into full afterburner. Let's get up to 30-ish. We'll loop around, do a dive to see how fast we can go. Also see how fast we can go in level flight, and then we'll go from there. So testing afterburners, like in the real one, you have to pull those little switches on the back of the throttles. So it'll stop. Yep, stop there. Pull those switches, and it goes further, and now you're in afterburner. So similar to the default F-18, you do have to bind that for this plane in the sim, which I don't mind because I have something bound for it, but I know a lot of people don't and they get confused. We're over Mach 1, folks. I remember flying this thing. It was there pretty quick, so it doesn't really surprise me. But what I think we do need is a flyby. Everyone want a flyby? Okay, apparently the camera thing is broken, so we're out of luck there, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, 30,000 feet. Let's keep going a little bit here. Mach 1.05. I think the fastest they got in testing was like Mach 1.15 or 1.12 or something of that nature. Also, for the record, Flight FX made this with Microsoft. I don't remember specifically what planes Flight FX has made, but it's also kind of sad you can't pull the drag chute, which is unfortunate. But I think Flight FX is kind of like a middle-of-the-road developer. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I believe I'm telling the truth to some extent. Let's level out here a little bit. We're at Mach 1.07. We'll see how fast we can get in level flight. Then I'll dive down. We'll see what we can do in a dive. Okay, Mach 1.13. So this is good. It's not overly fast. So it looks like maybe we get to Mach 1.2 in level flight. But now for the dive. Let's see how fast I got in the dive on this.
Now you'll see, like, now that you're...
Okay, so it got at 18,000 feet, Mach 1.5 before we started buffeting. Let's see what happens, okay? Mach 1.23, 1.26, Mach 1.3. Remember, 18,000 feet and 1.5 is what we got in the real sim. Mach 1.4. Come on. 1.43. 1.44, 1.45. That's pretty close. Mach 1.46 at 18,000. We don't get any buffeting like we did. Oh, maybe a little bit. I mean, this is feeling pretty good. I'm thoroughly impressed so far. Okay, landing time, everyone. Now we have our camera over here. I believe there was a camera in the center. Oh, there it goes. Did y'all see it? That was cool. That was perfect timing for me talking about it. So as you can see, with any amount of AOA, we're at 185 knots, 11 degrees. There's nothing you can see. Like, even if I go like that, there's nothing to see out of the front of this plane. So what we're going to do is instead just fly it on in here like this and stare at the camera the whole time. Boom Supersonic XB-1 first landing in the sim, at least. Oh, don't stall, don't stall, don't stall. Ooh, okay. Very wobbly on the... getting the nose gear down there. I mean, that was not super easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was not the easiest landing I've ever done. Okay, second attempt here at landing. Dampers off. Oh my lord. Yeah, you can definitely feel it. It's more difficult for sure. Is it as difficult? Is it though? Now it's feeling similar. It doesn't feel all that bad with the dampers off. I really don't know. It's hard to tell. Because the sim versus like a stick with force feedback and like the better audio and all that stuff of like, it seems harder. You guys will have to tell me, is it actually harder with the dampers off in the sim, or does it just, am I just having the placebo effect? Okay, that was a little bit better of a time. Oh, never mind. That was a bounce. Oh, This is not the easiest plane to fly, and that kind of makes me appreciate it more, to be honest. Okay, everyone, so that is the XB-1. It's feeling pretty freaking close to the actual semi-flu, and it's free. So go fly this thing.